Draped in a long black overcoat with a Colt Navy pistol at their side, a figure strolls into the square of a small Midwestern town. Upon the figure's arrival, large numbers of the crowd disperse into the safety of the nearby buildings, leaving a small group of men stood on the square's opposing corner. The men drawn to attention step forward a few paces and lock eyes with the approaching person, while a tense and fretful atmosphere blankets the area. Unveiled to the eye, the lone figure is revealed to be local gambler Bill Hickok, who stops in his tracks some 75 yards from the other men. Across the square, another local man named as Davis Tutt appears from the huddle and stops a few feet in front of his colleagues. Hickok alerts Tutt to his presence and asks for the return of a golden pocket watch displayed on his rival's waistcoat and gleaming under the hazy setting sun. Tutt pays no attention and instead lowers his arm towards the grip of a revolver slightly protruding from its holster. In a split second, the two men race for their firearms and pull them from their holsters. Tutt and Hickok aim at one another and squeeze the trigger, in which two shots ring throughout the square at the exact same time. One of the men stumbles backwards, clutching their chest, while the other will holster their pistol alive and unscathed. July 20th, 1865. Amidst the drowning noise of laughter, gossip and chinking of glasses, a tense situation is unfolding at a table in the Lion House Hotel in Springfield, Missouri. Two men, one of whom is Hickok, settle into another game of high-stakes poker, of which is being overlooked by another avid gambler known as Davis Tutt. Tutt, having been a former friend of Hickok and now rival, continually encourages and coaches the opposing players throughout the night. Despite Tutt's irritating presence potentially affecting his focus, Hickok maintains his strong form by continuing to win more and more money. As the night lingers on and more drinks pass their lips, the two men descend into an argument of previous troubles over local women and past debts. Upon taking a sip from his whiskey glass, Hickok passes Tutt a fistful of crumpled notes amounting to a sum of $40. However, Tutt, unsatisfied with the amount, pounds the table and demands that an extra $35 is still to be paid. Hickok in response rebukes Tutt and offers only a smaller amount of $25, at which point the underpaid gambler snatches Hickok's golden pocket watch from the table, claiming it as collateral for the remaining debt. Enraged and humiliated in front of onlookers, Hickok curses Tutt but refrains from escalating the situation further due to armed associates of his looming nearby. Tutt, satisfied with the humiliation, leaves the table brandishing the pocket watch before disappearing into the night. However, not to be demeaned by him or his associates, Hickok swears his watch will be back in his hands when the time is right. As daylight turns to dusk, Hickok contemplates his actions of tomorrow and retires to his room. For the time being, the situation over the pocket watch and the unpaid debts will remain unresolved. Gathered at the bustling town square are eager citizens of Springfield, many of whom aware of the previous night's debacle at the Lion House Hotel. Tutt, brandishing proudly the stolen pocket watch, stands in waiting alongside close associates, some having bared witness to the situation while others present for the outcome of this rivalry. In his possession and close at hand sits a loaded pistol in its holster. Calmly emerging from a side street on the square's opposite side is Bill Hickok, confident in his stride and without a nerve about him. Keeping a distance, Hickok stops in his tracks, glaring at his opponent, and requests the return of his pocket watch a final time. Tutt, however, remains silent, his shooting hand eager and twitching by his side. With their eyes locked and postures readied, an atmosphere so tense as to be sliced with a carving knife descends over Springfield Square. As the looming air builds, townsfolk retreat to the safety of local shops, whilst others remain out in the open at a distance. And then, with the passing of no more than a second, both men, having drawn their weapons, aim at one another and unload a single shot each, the sounds of which so close to the other as if only one shot is fired. Upon the holstering of his revolver and with barely another second counted, Bill Hickok remains standing unscathed as the shot of his opponent goes high. Davis Tutt, however, staggers towards the porch of Springfield's courthouse before collapsing to the ground. His final words are recorded as, "Boys, I'm killed." Although little known at the time, this gunfight between these two rivaled men will come to be known as one of the most famous in the history of the Old West and transform the man of Bill Hickok into the legendary American folk hero of Wild Bill.